Hello and welcome to a 2v2 cast between VoiletAnia and Ferretmaster versus Myazaki and Pwn4two. I got Nick here with me to co-cast. Hello Nick.
Hey Andreas, how are we doing?
We are doing great. You wanna introduce the openings?
Yeah, we're seeing from yellow team, which is Myazaki and Pwn, pretty standard opening with bots first. Myazaki going straight for air and free energy and naval, whereas Pwn is going for a more econ heavy build, building more energy and then transitioning into air and vehicles.
And on the white team, we got similar opening strats with bot factories on both players into a air factory. We have yet to see an naval factory queued up from the white team, so it will be interesting to see if this naval heavy opening from one of the yellow players will get control over the naval. But then again, it's quite a distance, so I guess we'll have to see how that pans out.
What do you think of the map, by the way?
This map is Lana's Paradise Devil's Heart. I believe this is one of VoiletAnia's maps, which is designed heavily around hearts, I guess. The dynamic is interesting. The water seems maybe overly important, so therefore I heavily favor yellow's approach this far. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I would double down on that same. There's just so much metal in the two lakes. Like, I think, what, 42 metal slots in the larger heart shape, like, over here. So I think whoever gets that, even if they lose the rest of the map, can simply get T2 naval out and sustain, with T2 economy the entire game.
It's honestly kind of silly. You could almost expect a team to just abandon their bases, push one comm into one lake each, and then just win the game from there, because that's kind of the balance of the map here.
Yeah, and we're already seeing this by the Fabbers, rushing naval with an air fab so early. It hasn't even been the 3rd minute yet. On the other side, we're seeing some bomber snipes, like Fabbers here and there.
Yeah, and then over here, Nick,
teams.
we got, I can't ping, there we go. We got a counter naval factory too, so that's good at least. The last we would see is a shutout in the naval. Oh, Fabber snipes out from white team, as we see down in the corner here. Took down 2 Fabbers. But obviously what we want to see as a caster of this game is that each team gets equally into all the punch, so we can get a drawn out battle. So otherwise we just see a shutout and probably kaijus and then GG, right?
Yeah, of course, but I don't even think kaijus would be necessary. Like, Leviathans can cancel out the bulk of metal, and from there on transitioning into, T2 air can pretty easily solve the game, especially considering the density of metal and how quickly T2 naval fabs can get it. But we are seeing a pretty big disparity in Fabber counts. White keep on sniping, but yellow still have almost twice as many. They have 7 to 4.
What, 4 or 5 Fabbers from yellow? No, I mean from white. That's basically nothing.
Yeah, especially in this map. It's quite surprising.
Huh.
We are seeing some heavy Fabber play on yellow here, using naval fabs to grab all that metal quickly. Whereas white is sending out piranhas, so that might change. Like, those 2 Fabbers will be in danger.
Yeah, I like white's move to do the piranhas, because as we're going to see here, it's going to counter the Fabbers nicely. And the Barracuda is kind of not in range of saving that first Fabber right there, so the piranha is going to pay off.
Yeah, there we go.
No tier 2 yet, is that so?
No, there is. I think we saw T2 vehicles somewhere.
Yeah, 1 out of yellow. So that's by far the soonest tier 2, so we're going to see how that's going to pan out. It's going to make them actually vulnerable on this side for quite some time until that tier 2 is up and sustainable.
Yeah, but once it's up, this is T2 vehicles we're talking, meaning that the entire white base over here, and the commander included, can be wiped out pretty clearly if, that T2 vehicles goes up. Which is an active strategy. If you can, get the T2 and get a few teleporters, you can quickly rush and snipe the commanders, the 2 players. And we're seeing some idle comm strats here. In fact, both white players.
Yeah, over here too. I'm kind of disappointed. If you see, the white person in the naval had a really good initial strategy with getting out the piranhas to counter the Fabbers, but they hasn't transitioned out of that, and you see one Barracuda is killing all the piranhas without any challenge, and there's no Fabbers out. There's nothing to contest the Barracuda out, and not until now we're actually seeing the counter.
Yeah, way too many Fabers. Another Faber will bite the dust here, getting shot by a torpedo snipe. And amazing play by Yellow there. Like 2 bombers trying to snipe that naval Faber, but it survives. And it can successfully place the turret.
Not only that, they lost basically all their fighters on top of that. Because they didn't pay attention.
And we're already seeing the T2 is out, T2 Faber coming out, and a lot of early pressure, you know, starting with the Fabs now, with the tanks. They're gonna push in here.
It's hard to not favor Yellow at the moment. With the tier 2 Faber out, with the naval control, then again, White does seem to be the only team to take advantage of the tree economy.
But that's not true. Yellow are going for Fabers as well, like pretty heavily. And just looking at the economy tab, you can really see the disparity though. White do tend to have stronger economy at this point.
But we will see that balanced out once this tier 2 Faber starts to pan out. But then again, there's a raiding party that could potentially pick it off. That would be a massive win if that were to happen. And they're getting in close. Oh no, the Faber's running away.
Nah, the commander can. What? Very good play by White there. And we can see this, like, here, no naval presence, like no submarines yet, unless that Faber puts down a torpedo launcher. No, he's going for metal.
Yeah, this is something White should contest right away.
Yeah, if White can get a single submarine there, I think this game will go heavily in their favor. Like,
there is a tier 2 out from White too. Sorry, go. My apologies.
Yeah, I was saying that if they can get those submarines there to the naval factory before the first sub is out, I think this can be a GG.
I think this looks like a shutout in the naval pond right here. If this Barracuda just moves up to the factory, there's nothing a Yellow can do. But then again, it stopped, so there are still a possibility.
Yeah, but Yellow don't know yet how much White has in terms of economy over here. And like, imagine the raiding potential of like a single or like 2 locusts. They can completely wipe down the economy in this pond.
Yeah, that is indeed the case.
Yeah, if I were any of these players, I would have gone for T2 bots instead of vehicles. But going vehicles is an interesting case again, because you see they're already producing levelers here, ready to push on this base.
Yeah. Well, there's 12 metal in that pond we just watched. 12 times 7. We're talking, what is it, 84? 84 metal. So that's the entire difference between the 2 teams. It's just in this hard pond alone. Yeah. So that has to be contested by Yellow. Oh, Yellow just lost a teammate.
Lost a teammate?
It seems so. There's a disconnect button.
Oh, let's pause them. Oh. Well, we're spectators, so we cannot really contact them. I'll quickly pop in their Discord and ask them.
Yeah, you go ahead. So we finally see White is about to finish the tier 2, and with them actually delaying Yellow's tier 2 Faber economy push, it's actually not such a late tier 2 as you might expect. However, the levelers might start paying for themselves. But here we got another tier 2, so White out with 2 tier 2s more or less at the moment, which is 1 more than what's the case for Yellow. And will we see this picking off another Faber?
Well, apparently we're seeing a 2v1 on Yellow's side. It's up to Myazaki now to win the game, because Pwn4two has disconnected, unfortunately.
And he cannot reconnect.
No, unfortunately, no.
Well, I gotta admit, I have little faith in Yellow then, to be honest. We just saw another tier 2 Faber being picked off.
Yeah, and the submarines tend to be winning the lakes at the moment. Yellow had a very strong early game start, but I'm afraid they just lost the lakes, and that cost them the game.
Yeah, and with this push, that's both lakes lost essentially. And
yeah, and
without the game,
the levelers closing in, like they will wipe out those docks.
That's a good question. If Yellow could make this work over here, there is a slight potential, however small that might be. But then again, there's no doxes to support them in something like boom bots.
Yeah, they are getting White are getting some boom bots here, but like the question is how much damage can Yellow do to the energy? Because White has all of its energy on land, at least the bulk of it, with exception of like what 6 power plants in one of the lakes. So if yellow is aggressive enough now, they might be able to do some damage.
But honestly, though, like, white doesn't even need the space really to win this game.
Yeah, at this point it's pretty much in white's favor.
It almost feels trivial, believe it or not, unless they could kill the commander and then snipe the other one. I believe it's over as we see white is pushing for the tier 2 in the naval. I think we're going to see Kaijus, and with that, a quick finish. Leviathans too, as you said, but I think they're going to go for Kaijus, even though Leviathans is just as good, if not better, in this particular situation, as the yellow base is entirely on the coast.
This commander, though, he is pretty exposed at his current state. So I believe we can see transition straight into Kaijus, because the other yellow base is across the continent.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks awfully unprotected, one of yellow space, and it doesn't manage to hold a single metal extractor, more or less. Well, there's 4 right here, but there's Doxus there.
Yeah, and here we see,
take it down.
Here we see what happens when you have no anti-air and your commander is outside of your main base. Your opponent will just come with the bombers and bomb the crap out of it. Yeah. And there we see the GG.
That was an unfortunate turn to a interesting looking 2v2.
Unfortunately, the psychological warfare there, when Pawn, apparently when Pawn saw that they were behind an econ, and he gave up.
Indeed, indeed. What, he gave up? Didn't he just do DC?
Well, DC didn't reconnect, by the looks of it.
Okay. Well, but who knows what really happened with Pain there.
The lesson here is, like, don't surrender. You can, most of the cases you can pull this off. If yellow had gone for like a single T2 bot factory, Locust could have leveled out the econ entirely. Because again, white didn't really protect their expansion, didn't really protect their base with anything. They were quite tunnel visioning on attacking.
The map awareness makes it pretty hard though when you're going 1 versus 2. Oh, everything just disappeared on my screen. Well, that is a excellent point to end the cast, as I cannot see anything. So, yeah.
GG to the players.
GG's. Feedback is appreciated on whether this kind of cast format is desirable or not. I will catch you guys around. Cheers.